Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the cabin.
Mornings at the cabin. No Lecter this morning. Only Wheeler and Ollie have made it this far. Lecter fell at the last exits, and we will miss him. But
he's gone.
He's gone.
We move on.
We have to carry on. We have to carry on with this show while he rests. It's fine. It's fine. I'd like to remind him that this time last year he was traveling around the world and nowhere near this place. I know we give ourselves we each give ourselves like a day off per week. We rarely take it. I mean, sometimes we do. I have to take the piss out of him every time he does it.
No complaints from me.
All right.
Can I hear sirens outside? 7 o'clock in the morning. Jeez.
I hear sirens at any given time in this town now. That never used to be the case. Back when I was in Yellowknife, there never used to be anything that happened.
We didn't need the police.
We didn't need the police.
Ourselves with
That's
a good
right.
slap.
This place was Deadwood, and now it's just a town with police and rules and things.
Ever since they introduced rules,
yeah,
things have really gone downhill.
That's absolutely right. But what do I know? I was just here as a child for 20 years. I don't know anything.
I enjoy that the happy music is desperately trying to break through in the background.
Get out of this.
The flautist is desperately being like, look, happy things.
Happy things. I'm happy. I'm fine. I'm just making fun of Scott. That's all. We did have a wonderful meeting last night, and I want to fill you guys in on this because there were some opportunities for comedy, and I found that very enjoyable. Also, there was a Game of Thrones contest around the world, and one of the thrones that they were supposed to find...
Like an actual big throne.
Like an ice throne, apparently.
Just out in the wilderness.
Out in the wilderness for people to find. We'll talk about it.
Mornings at the cabin, the podcast.
If you don't know, well, now you know. Game of Thrones begins April 14th. The final season, only 6 episodes long. One is promised to be, or actually 3 of them are promised to be at least 90-minute episodes, with one of them being the largest battle ever filmed in the history of film or TV.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be very cool. And they have this contest on right now where you can find a Iron Throne. They've placed Iron Thrones, 6 Iron Thrones around the world. 5 have been found, including yesterday or the other day. One was found in Tumbler Ridge in BC. So a lucky couple found that. Here's the thing. I can't find what they win at all.
Maybe you're just supposed to find it.
Maybe it's just the quest.
Maybe in the year 2019... we've decided as a species that maybe let's just enjoy it for what it is rather than having to win something.
No, we haven't decided that. Or maybe some of us have. I have not.
Okay.
If I traversed into the outback to find a throne, I would like there to be some sort of like, hey, we'll fly out to the premiere. That's not that much. Huh? Fly me out to the premiere.
Maybe you have to unlock the throne. Maybe all the people who found the throne so far have not like touched the secret button that unlocks, and then the throne sort of dismantles to reveal 2 tickets to the premiere.
Oh wow, that would be very involved. Or just everlasting gobstoppers pour out. This is very Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This is very Willy Wonka of them. That they find it, but I mean, at least with Willy Wonka, you got a trip to the factory and a chance to die for what you love, candy.
Well, this is Thrumbert and the Throne Factory. Doesn't really quite work.
Thrumbert?
Well. I couldn't think of a better name than began with Theodore.
Theodore and the Throne Factory.
Yeah, all right.
Thrumbert.
Yeah, I just made up a name.
Is that a real name?
No, of course it's not.
Oh, okay. It sounds very British name.
Well, you know what? I feel like you could get away with it.
Yeah.
If you were a monk in the 9th century in England.
Yeah. My great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was named Thrumbert.
I spent a lot of time studying a man named Cuthbert at university.
Yeah, Cuthbert. That's a name. There's a guy on TSN whose name is Cuthbert.
Is there?
Well, his last name's Cuthbert. Yeah.
Well, last name, schma's name. I mean, like first name Cuthbert. There should be more of them.
Didn't we used to reverse like Japan still does? You would be Williams Oliver. I'd be Wheeler Jesse.
We say we. You mean what? Like civilizations that weren't Japan?
Civilizations that weren't Japan. That's absolutely right. All of the rest of us. Yeah, it's interesting though because I mean, you'd think that there would be a prize though, right? You think that like you found this thing, maybe you get to keep the throne, But the
that
people
would be kind of cool.
That would be
wouldn't it?
very cool. I mean, I think that's what I'd be like. I'm gonna take this.
Welcome to Studio One. Sit anywhere you like. You can take seat 1, seat 2, or the throne in front of microphone 3,
Or
the iron throne.
The most uncomfortable chair we have,
Yeah.
aside from this GNWT surplus that we have here that are terrible.
Yeah, walk in there next month. So first Friday of every month, they have the GNWT surplus. You just sort of go in there, $5 for an old chair or whatever. You go in there next month. There's a massive iron
just iron
throne in the
thrones.
corner. Who's this? That? Oh, it's infrastructures. They just found it by one of the highway outhouses. Yeah, they brought it in. $5.
We bought these like 20 years ago when the diamond mines were doing real well.
They made thrones out of diamonds. Do you want it?
Do you want it? They're not worth anything anymore. So that's very cool. But the couple in Tumbler Ridge, a retired couple in Tumbler Ridge, found it and said, "We're not the biggest fans of the show." So, but they will be now. They said. But isn't that what isn't that what you'd have to say if someone was interviewing you? Hey, you must be huge fans of the show. Not really. Haven't seen a single episode, but I'll totally check it out now that I found an Iron Throne.
This is also a contest absolutely designed for retired people.
Yes.
Right? Go in the wilderness and find the throne. Oh, right. When exactly in my life would you like me to fit that in?
Well,
with like my 3 children that need to be in daycare. I'm a single parent laboring away at 2 different jobs. I was going to go on a throne finding exercise.
Absolutely. Well, I think there are people even our age, Ollie, that don't have all those responsibilities and have a relatively free schedule.
No nonsense. I mean, where is this throne? Is it in the children's clothing section of Walmart? Because then I might find it.
That's where it's going to be. That's where it's going to be. Wherever I have babies, that might be where the throne is.
Isn't that a famous 80s classic? Wherever I have babies, that's my home.
Billy Idol song. It's on the same album as Eyes Without a Face. That's where I have babies. Well, congratulations to that couple in Tumbler Ridge. I hope you enjoy the program.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Kraft Hockeyville is coming up very, very soon. Voting will close on March 30th. And if you don't know what Kraft Hockeyville is, turn on your damn TV. No, it's every year. Small communities around the country enter basically a contest to get some money for an arena or some sort of sports facility in their city. And people around the country vote on Hockey Night in Canada, and they narrow it down to a top 4, which they have. And in 2 days and 2 hours and 21 minutes, that voting will be over. So the finalists for this year are Wilkie, Saskatchewan, Saint Polycarpe, Quebec. My French pronunciation is terrible. Rich Valley, Alberta, and Renew.
Wait! You're about to make a terrible mistake.
What?
It turns out it's not Renews. I think it might be Renew.
Renew. That's what I thought.
Well, it's pronunciations on the internet for that place are all over the place. If you're from New Brunswick, you know how to pronounce Renous. Renew. We're going to go with Renew,
would be
right?
Renew. But I could see why people would say Renews, because I mean that's what happens with French names when they're in English communities. Blah blah.
That's when you tie a rope back around something that's fallen off. That's Renews.
I hit my head against the mic. That's what just happened because of that joke. Anyway, we had a friend of the show reach out and ask us to give a little mention to Renew. Because they are looking for some funding for the Tom Donovan Arena, and in memory of a young man named Thomas Dunn who died in a car accident. So the dedication is to him. So that's a really sad story, and the hashtag is Get Her Done, which is very cool. Mm-hmm. And so they just wanted us to reach out and just to give a little mention. This person grew up very close to Renew, and it's a pretty heartbreaking story. And Kraft Hockeyville is just a great program. I believe they give away $500,000. Yeah, they've proudly awarded $3.1 million over 77 communities in the 13 years. So I think they give away, however much money they give away.
Suddenly that requires math.
That math did not work out. I think it's 25 or $50,000.
Nobody here is doing that math at this time in the morning.
I am terrible.
But if we don't have a dog in the fight this year, so if we may as well pick one.
And I don't think we ever would. I think we're actually pretty good with arenas and spaces for kids to play. It's more for communities who are looking for upgrades to their existing arenas or money to start, like capital to start building.
I mean, like Yellowknife and now Hay River with this new facility have got like not bad facilities.
Absolutely,
but I can
$250,000.
I can think of 31 other communities that wouldn't mind a little.
No, that's what I'm saying. Us here in Yellowknife, we probably would never be in the running because we're pretty good. But I mean, I think
Who would go for it? I mean, like, Betchico's got a reasonably good new facility.
Yes.
Hayrover's got a good new facility. Yellowknife's obviously got stuff.
How's
But
Inuvik doing?
Smith's rink
Yeah.
could probably use a little help.
Yep.
Inuvik could
Yep.
probably use a little help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we should, I don't know.
And I think these places put their names in every year. It's just that they narrow it down to this. And,
I was going to say, what's the qualifying criteria? What do you need to do?
how
do we get this done?
Let's find out. Find your arena during the submission phase. Okay, never mind. Submit a story to enter the competition. In order for your community to be eligible to compete in the competition, there must be a minimum of one story submitted for the nominated arena. Share your story by providing an answer to each of the following 3 questions. 1, tell us about your community's spirit as well as its passion for hockey. Can you describe examples of how this came to life? 2, tell us about your arena. Why is it important for your community, and how would the $250,000 be best used to upgrade your arena?
Because it's the only one for 500 kilometers.
That's the one.
Usually the answer in the north.
Why should your community be the next craft hockey film? So,
okay.
I mean, they make it very and I think a lot of these stories are submitted by adults, but a lot of these stories are also submitted by kids, and just saying, like, we need a place to play that's like indoors, and we're not, freezing out on the ponds and things like that. Although that is part of the whole growing up in Canada thing. But yeah, that was really nice. Thank you, Aaron, for pointing that out and letting us know about that. It's a sad story for the family of Thomas Dunn, and obviously that whole community. When a small community like that loses a young kid, it reverberates through the entire community, and it'd be nice to see them get a little recognition. That'd be some nice news.
It would.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
all right. Well, we officially back that bid.
Absolutely, we back Renew New Brunswick.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
Last night we had our weekly meeting, which we haven't had in a few weeks because there's just the time. There's not enough time. There's no time. But we had one last night. It was fairly serious because we were talking about our shareholders agreement. Now, this is where most people will probably tune out.
15-hour workday.
That's right. Talk about that shareholders agreement. Basically, what we've done is just put ourselves in a legally binding position to own this place and decide what happens with it.
It's okay. This is going to get interesting.
Yeah,
Stick
it will.
with him.
There's 30 pages. This is a kitchen sink type of shareholders agreement.
You do page 1, I'll do page 2, and we'll just alternate from there.
We'll just back and forth. Okay, page. Let me just scroll up here. This is where they explain all the terms that they'll be using.
Have you actually got the document up?
I've got it open right here. I'm going to start on page 2 because page 1 is just listing who we are.
Let's just not do this.
Article 1, interpretations. 1.1, definitions.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
1.1.
I don't know what happened.
Meaning the accounting firm of blank or
Stop.
any success. Oh, all right. But a couple of things that popped up. So obviously this is just us protecting ourselves in case of anything happening, including us disagreeing, because we can basically dissolve the person and their shares.
Dissolve the person?
That's right. Dissolve their person
I don't remember
and the
reading
shares
that. Hang on.
if we disagree. It's right there.
Here it is. Clause 5, acid bath.
Acid bath. That's right. Make sure you put it in a Rubbermaid container because, as we know from Breaking Bad, it will melt a bathtub. Anyway, a couple of things that kind of came out of this. This is obviously most of this is legalese and kind of boring, but like we said, it's just covering our bases. One of the ones is when we do fall into disagreement, the aforementioned disagreeable party will be known as the triggered shareholder, which is funny.
Well, I did suggest that you have been the triggered shareholder for quite some time.
How
now.
have I been the triggered shareholder? Just because I walked out on the first day. I did that for the story. That's about it.
It was a good story.
That's right. So yeah, let's say the shareholder with respect to which the triggering event has occurred, either to it or its principal, will be a triggered shareholder for the purposes of this section. So triggered shareholders versus non-triggered shareholders. I find that humorous. But the other one that came out of this, because Ollie does, I don't know, a good percentage of the work, and has done, is that we are insuring you. We will be taking out a life insurance policy on Oliver Williams in case anything, when he dies, not if, when he dies, we will be taken care of. I don't know what we're going to insure you for. I mean, is it your, should we insure certain parts of you? Like models. They insure their legs or their bodies. J-Lo insured her ass famously for like $1 billion or something. So what do we insure on you?
Trying to imagine what I would what the premium would be on my legs.
Your brain.
Like
Nothing.
$1.50.
You could lose your legs and your arms, and
I'd
you'd probably
still
be
do
pretty
much
useful.
exercise as I do now.
That's right, and you'd be pretty useful. We'd get you a thing that you could write with.
The whole thing about this life insurance thing, great and everything, that's lovely. The only issue with that is, as far as I can tell from the document, I'm supposed to pay a fifth of that.
Of course.
And then I'll be the one who's dead. Yeah. I don't get anything.
Your estate will get it.
Great. Great.
Huh.
There's literally nothing about, like, what? Like, my fridge will get it?
Babs will get it.
Okay, great.
Babs will get that money back, and we'll take care of her. It's fine. It's fine. We'll insure. So I just thought that was kind of funny. That, like, the rest of us are kind of sitting around like, okay, this takes care of us and our shares, but let's insure Ollie and his life, which makes sense because at the beginning of this, and I've told you this many times, that this is a venture, regardless of what we're doing here as a radio station, this is a venture that I've wanted to be a part of for this kind of situation is what I think we should be doing more of. And I think we do it in not so, maybe a bit more formal, but like investing in a person, like a few people investing in a person and being like, here. And like, we haven't really held up our end of the agreement on that one because Ollie still can't get paid much, but investing in a person who has the skills to create something. So you like either the city, the government, or a group of private people go, here's $100,000, go do work that you want to do for a year or two. You know, and there are some other people in this town that I would love to do that for who are now gainfully employed with the GNWT. Good for them. Thank you. But, like who were doing gig economy, basically just consulting and doing this back and forth, consulting, planning, blah, 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 not knowing where the next paycheck is coming from, pretty confident that they're going to get some money, but not knowing where it's coming from. That puts a person in a very stressful situation, especially if they don't want to be tied down to a contract. So you give that person, said person, $100,000. Here's $100,000. Don't worry about your rent. Don't worry about your food. Just live and work, do what you want to do and what you're passionate about.
Well, the exciting thing is now that if I do run out of money and starve to death in a corridor, then the radio station's taken care of.
Cash
That's the important
in your shares. That's right. That's all you can do. So there we go. We're going to take out a life insurance policy on Oliver Williams for, I don't know, $1 million. Is that pretty good? $1 million?
Good luck.
I think if we did an evaluation from a year from now, if we are on FM, we could easily evaluate Cabin Radio at over $1 million, and your contribution to it at over $1 million.
Okay, yeah, that's generous, but
it's
you
not.
guys,
$1 million is not that much money. That's how much liability insurance you put on a vehicle.
You can imagine
a car.
You can imagine how these shareholders meetings go, can't you?
They go very well. I don't understand most of this, and I just go and I look at Adam, who is my lawyer. He doesn't think he is, but he is. And I just go, "Are we good?" And he goes, "Yeah, we're good." I'm like, "Great."
It's always the most reassuring of lawyer-client relationships when the lawyer is desperately trying to disavow the client.
Desperately.
And the client is like, "No, you're my lawyer." No, I'm not.
Well,
yeah, you are.
He just doesn't want to do anything for free, and he knows I'll make him do something for free at some point.
I'll just be
like, "Listen, I need to get out of prison. You need to come represent me for free."
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Wheeler and Ollie and Corinne with you on your Wednesday morning. Welcome back, Corinne. How's it going?
Good.
Yeah, you were mad at me because I didn't say good morning to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ollie screamed at me.
Rude.
Yeah,
well, that's because you were
rude.
That's because you had your headphones on and no one you couldn't
I was
hear
watching
anything.
something. I was educating myself on YouTube. Oh, just about the dangers of vaccines. I'm joking. So, Ollie, I wanted to. I needed to talk to you both about something. As a matter of fact, it's a little serious. Ever since we've got this new dog, Penny, who's not really ours, Sarah's. We've been using her in posts a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm here for a Pen-tervention, a Penny intervention. I think we're overusing Penny, and it's going to hurt us in the long run.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Yes.
Can I get through this part first, though? Because I have to ask Ollie if he's willing to seek treatment before people, wouldn't that be you're a terrible intervention partner.
This is wonderful. I so far enjoyed the intervention.
Can you imagine going into an intervention and someone just railroads you, just blindsides, just like, listen, I don't think he's got a problem. I think we should go out for a beer right now.
Corinne intervened on the intervention, which I greatly appreciate. So I'm just going to sit here and you guys can discuss whether or not an intervention is required.
Dogs are always the best.
Dogs are always the best. That's
Puppies
true. Cabin Radio is
people happy
on record as being dog people.
Yeah.
We are cat friendly.
Having a puppy here, when people come in, no matter what, they could
No,
be
of
coming
course.
in here to yell at someone, and they see the dog, and they're like, "Oh."
No, it's a good disarmer for sure. I just feel like maybe we're using them in too many posts. Like, I don't mind Penny being in an Instagram post, whatever. But every news story that has an interview seems to have a puppy.
Well,
like, you had an interview with Michael McLeod yesterday. Did he hold the puppy?
Not on camera.
No, but off camera. So off the
everybody,
record, the
literally
MP,
everybody who's been in this building since the puppy arrived has at some point held the puppy.
And I'm not trying to be a killjoy. I'm not. I love puppies. You know this.
No, Joy's the cat. Penny's the dog.
Yes, and
Don't be a killjoy.
I have killjoy.
Then you're going to be very upset as to why I'm in here.
Why? What? What's going on?
Would you like to tell him?
Oh yeah, let's do this. What is it?
My mom's coworker, Pauline,
Yeah.
made buttons for the radio station that my mom has mailed. So it'll be here in 4 days.
Yes.
And there's the puppy's face on it.
Okay, fair enough. That's fine. That's
So
fine.
we're getting all these buttons.
Yeah, that
and
doesn't
they
say
all say
I'm a penny. I'm a penny
office
person.
puppy.
I'm a penny person.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So this is amazing, right?
That's right.
So Corinne has been here, what, 2.5, 3 weeks now?
But-
Yeah,
Yes.
and we already
And-
have customized buttons. For her.
Not even Corinne's family, but Corinne's mom's friend from work, right?
Yes.
Has made these amazing buttons.
Nice.
Show him a photo, and we'll put this online
up-
later
we'll
on.
put up on
but
the
run
gram.
around the other side of the studio and just show Wheeler
let
while
me
I'm
see what's
talking
up.
about them
Let me see what's
what
up.
these buttons look like. They look amazing, and there's a whole range of different designs, and these are on the way.
Oh man,
to
those look incredible.
us
Penny's
now.
Oh my lord, I can't wait to get these.
Right?
These are awesome.
Aren't they the best?
And the thing is, this was meant to be a bit of a bit because obviously I love Penny. I'm just saying, not every picture that we share should have Penny
No,
in it.
we understand. You're not like AJ. You don't hate puppies.
Yeah, no, I'm not like AJ Goodwin, Andrew James Goodwin,
Wait,
our
he
general
hates
manager,
puppies?
who
Hates
hates puppies.
Who hurt him?
I don't know,
a puppy.
but he hates puppies. He keeps saying it every morning. Like, he likes his dog. He's got his dog, Dre. He likes his dog. Hates puppies.
Hates puppies.
Did he hate him when he was young?
I think so. But they have a good relationship now. But Andrew James Goodwin, AJ Goodwin, hates puppies.
Hates 'em.
On record
Yep.
as saying he hates puppies. So,
Luckily, the rest of us, we love puppies.
yeah, we do love puppies. I'm trying to temper his rage towards the puppy.
You're
love
you're
puppies.
just trying to make sure that we don't step
Absolutely.
too far over his line.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
cause
We did just have this shareholders agreement. I don't want to have to dissolve him in an acid bath over this puppy thing. That's all. That's all.
I'm more of a cat person, so
You are not.
yes, I am.
Are you?
Yeah.
Get out.
Do you have a cat? What's the name of the cat again?
Athena.
Athena.
Athena. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Very cat name.
Very
that.
cat name.
Oh, yeah.
If I had a cat, I would name it Nicodemus. I think a cat has to have some sort of mythological name almost because they're like aliens who have been here for a very, very long time
I had a friend who
and have
named
all the knowledge in the world and are just very apathetic now. What
I
were you
had,
saying?
I had a friend who named her cat Butthole. Just Butthole.
Well,
That
lest,
was his name.
I think
lest we forget, in Fort Simpson,
Poop Stain.
we were introduced last year live on the air
Yeah.
to Poop Stain the cat.
That's right.
who I happen to be staying with. The cat has since been renamed. The cat is now known as Cheeseball.
Cheeseball.
Which I'm really not sure is much of
Not
an
better.
elevation.
It's not much better.
Not at all.
I feel like every cat person, like every person that owns a cat has their name for the cat. Like I call my cat Athena, but then in private is like,
Mr. Whipples.
Mr. Whip.
Mr.
Well, no, there's the
Whipples.
cute names. That's I do that with my dog. But I mean, there's like that person who named their cat Butthole doesn't have another name, but their cat's name would be like Timmons, and then they'd call it Butthole in private because it's a jerk.
Yeah, my best friend who watches my cat all the time, his nickname for her is Ducky because apparently she sounds like a duck when she meows.
Fair enough.
So
But I mean, I do that with my dog. Her name's Betty, and I call her Betty Pup, Puppy, Pooper, Flipper, all kinds of things.
Flipper, where did that come from?
Her ear flips
She's
up all
a
the time.
dolphin.
It's adorable. No, she's got little goblin ears, and then she shakes her head, and one ear flips up. It's always the left ear, and it's adorable. So yeah,
So this is the man staging a puppy.
Flipper,
intervention.
Flipper, flipping poop, poopy flip, flippy puppy,
Okay, yeah, I
Betty
see.
pup, Betty girl, Schnooter Poots.
I see now
Puffalopagus.
why puppies clearly offend you so.
They don't offend me. I told you, AJ is distraught and despondent because he hates puppies so much. AJ Goodwin hates puppies.
My cat's nickname is Trouble. Oh, if you know what that is.
Yes. Is there trouble with Tribble?
No.
No?
No, she's
Well,
just...
that's not very apt for the name then. Because the trouble with Tribbles. Ollie, do you know what we're talking about?
No, I clearly, the Englishman in the room who loves Star Trek more than anyone else in the whole of Young Life, have no idea what the trouble with Tribbles is about.
It's my favorite Deep Space Nine episode as well.
Saw William Shatner at Fan Expo a couple of years ago.
Did he yell at you?
So he came on. He was supposed to be on for like an hour.
He came on to you?
No.
Okay.
All right, dear William Shatner, that was a gag.
No, he came on.
She's of age. It's fine.
He was supposed to be on for an hour and only answered like 3 questions and like then left. And people were like, "What's your favorite episode of Star Trek?" And he's like, "I've never watched it." He's like, "I think the one with the troubles, like the little fluffy things." And he's like, When I was young, I used to think I was really ugly, and now I look at myself and I'm like, damn, I wish I was not like that. I was like, stop, Shatner.
Oh, right, Shatner. That's well done. That's well done. All right, well, I guess the puppy stays. That's fine. We'll just have to deal with AJ.
But no more Tribbles on our Facebook posts.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.